Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the AskVitoShow. It's the 11th episode, and today's the 11th day of my 30-day video challenge. I'm still here making a video a day. So, yesterday we talked about the law of sowing and reaping, and we're going to continue this because this is really important to learn the law of sowing and reaping. I've learned because we tend to use it everywhere in life and we don't even notice. So if you didn't watch the last video, go watch the video about the law of sowing and reaping. This video is going to be about the sower. So let's get started. Write this down. So the story of the sower. This is an ancient story from the Bible. Now I'm not expert on the Bible, I'm an amateur, but I found this to be very useful. And in the Bible, I found a lot of things to be very practical to life. Very practical. You can utilize them very easily. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so write this down. The sower. So the sower had two qualities. The first quality was he was an ambitious sower. And the second quality is he had excellent seed. And the seed is your product, service, or your story is even a seed that you can throw into the field and expect a harvest from. Okay, so here's the rest of the story. So first, the seed falls onto the wayside and the birds get some of the seed. So let's say you have a new lead prospect, and John said he would surely come and answer the phone when you're going to call, but he doesn't. You have two options right now. You can either go chase the birds, go chase the person that talked him out of it, but that doesn't do any good because you leave the field. And when you leave the field of life, you're distracting from your future, not adding to it. So that option is not going to fly. So the second option, here's the best comment to say when this happens. Isn't that interesting? So when this kind of thing happens, when John said he surely answered the phone and he doesn't, don't be disappointed. Just say, isn't that interesting? So here's the rest of the story. It says the sower kept on sowing. So that's the second option, to keep on sowing. And that's the secret of the sower. He kept on sowing. That's his main secret. He just kept on going. The birds came. John said he would be there, but somebody talked him out of it. And the birds got him. He didn't chase them. He stayed in his field. And the second option, he chose the second option, to keep on sowing. So let's see what happens next. And if you keep on sowing, you can sow more than the birds can get, because there aren't enough birds. So you got to keep on sowing. So let's read the rest of the story. The sower keeps on sowing the seed. Now this story says that the seed landed on rocky ground. Now the rocky ground is not of your making, where the soil is shallow. So now this is what the story says. The first hot day, the seed withered away. So it landed on rocky ground and it not of your making. And so John got distracted from something that you didn't do. And so the first hot day came and the seed withered away. So I finally got John to start, and somebody came around and said, boo. So John started, he's up and running, he's doing what you told him to do, and somebody comes around and says, boo, no, this is the right program, system, MLM, company, this is the one. And John withers away. So that's another thing that could happen. The sower kept on sowing, the birds came and ate it, but he kept on sowing. That's his secret, he keeps on sowing. Then the hot sun came and the seed withered away, but he kept on sowing. Let's see what the story says. So what happened? The hot weather got him. It wasn't anything to do of your own making. The weather got him. So now you can say, I'm going to change this. I'm not going to let the hot weather get him. I'm going to get him prepared. Let's not take this course. We can't change that. It's like the seasons. We can't rearrange them. So the answer is So the answer is just let it happen. John's going to get distracted. There's going to be some birds that come and talk him out of it. The sun is going to come and he's going to get scared. He's not going to see results and he's going to wither away. But you keep on sowing. The secret of the sower is to keep on sowing. So let's see what happened. It's like the seasons, you can't change them. So he keeps on sowing. He had to discipline his disappointments. He had to get through his disappointments. And you hear a lot of quotes saying that getting through your trials and getting back up is success. And that's true. He kept on sowing after the seed withered away. After John has started, he's going. The sun came and he got scared, and now he's not doing it. But you can't do nothing about it. Let's keep on going. Let's keep on sowing. So let's see what the story says next. And so it says, now the seed lands on thorny ground. And so write this down. Some of them will land on thorns, and the thorns will get them. And what happened to John? Well, he says the door fell off the hinge, and you can't just let your house fall apart. So John is letting the little things keep him away from his big opportunities, and there will be some of those people that will, the thorns will get them, the little distractions. The Bible says they're little distractions, and the thorns will get some of the people. Just the little things. He didn't take out the trash, and he just won't do it. So the birds will get him, the sun, the hot heat. He'll get scared, and then finally the thorns will get him, so he'll get distracted. So Vitali, when does the good news come? So here's the good news. Let's stick with it. Now you can't do anything about it. It's just the way it is. It's just like the seasons. We can't rearrange it. Let's keep that in mind. So finally, it says, write this down. In a second. It says, the seed fell on good ground. So finally it says the seed fell on good ground. And write this down. The seed will always fall on good ground. You have to keep on sowing. That's the secret of the sower, to keep on sowing. And the seed, your story, your business will fall on good people. You just got to keep on sowing. Okay? So that's the law of sowing and reaping. And this is part 2. And this one is about the sower. So I'm glad you guys made it to the 11th episode of the Ask Vito Show. I'm trying to rush a little bit because it's getting a little dark. But let's review really quick. So you are the sower. You have excellent seed, and you're ambitious. You go out and you throw this seed, and the birds get some. You get disappointed, but you keep on sowing. You keep on sowing. Then it lands on shallow ground. The sun comes up. The first day withers away. John got started yesterday, but he's not doing anything today. But you keep on sowing. The secret of the sower. The third thing, you're sowing out there. You're sowing. And the seed starts growing, but the thorns get it. John is doing it. He made it through the first hot day, but then he starts getting distracted by the thorns. But it says the secret of the sower is that he kept on sowing. That is the secret of the sower. And so you just got to keep on sowing. And what does it say next? Finally, the seed landed on good ground. Finally, it's going to land. Just keep on sowing, guys. Okay, guys, thank you for watching the 11th episode of the Ask Vito Show. Please comment below. Give me a thumbs up. And subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next video. All right, guys. See you later.